2 races left before we get the chase for the Gatorade Cup Series title started, and we come to the Chicagoland Speedway for the Tropicana 400 under the lights. On the pole for tonight's race is the 17 Michael Gregory, 2's outside is 14 Levi Schoens. He's looking for the sweep here at Chicago this season. Then 3rd you have points leader Kyle Perry, 4th is Alex Stewart, running out the top 5 you have Carson Bowers. Then 6th you have Alexander Rowe, 7th is Michael Cantle, then 8th you have Luke Rainey, 9th is Max Harrison, running out the top 10 you have Andrew Miller. Then for the rest of you got Carter Friesen, 2's outside Marcus Sachi. They have Steve Morgan and Diego Yepes. Then there's Steve Larker and Stuart Gratton. Nathan Stapleton, then there's Code Luigi, along with Isaac Nichols and Colton Yo. Then Riley Sprague to be Jonathan Buford, William Seaman and Domin Dewitt. Then Eli Brighton, Tim Randolph, Justin Zeidel and Jay Jefferson. 2nd in points Griffin Lynn, 3rd in points Jeff Bright. They have Derek Hamill and Luigi Octavo, Jonathan Rains and Trey Rainey. Then there's Emmett Juckman and Brandon Tharp, Brendan Reed and Justin Heath, then TJ Hanley and Lawrence Poundpond. Final row rounding out the field, Joe Jefferson won last race, has 4 wins this season, trying to get a wild card spot to get into the chase. 2's outside Danny Lloyd, who is going to be subbing for Jake Galloway for a couple of races after Galloway got suffered injuries from his crash at Indianapolis. So that's your 42-car field. Michael Gregory on the pole. He leads the green flag. Let's get on the track sign and get the command.
Gentlemen, start your engine! All right, take a nice big deep breath, buddy. Give your seatbelt a tug. Double check your steering wheel. Sit back, relax, get a nice pace, nice rhythm, and let's go out there and have a good day, all right, bud?
So many of these drivers know they have to have great results here at Chicago to get into the chase. And this is one of the worst places to have a great result because it's wild. We've seen so many crashes. The race here earlier in the season was crazy. We saw it beating and banging. And is that the 5 of Jeff Bright that has pulled off 3rd points? It is. He'll be on the apron for the start of the race in pit road. Pace car in. 41 laps. Michael Gregory and Levi Schoens at the front row. Into the restart zone they come. We're racing green flag in the air at Chicagoland. Off of 2, Kyle Perry gets the 2nd as they come down the backstretch. Carson Bowers in the 21 look for that 2nd position now. So they hit turn 3 for the first time tonight. Over 200 miles an hour off into turn number 3. Kyle Perry to the inside Gregory as they come up forward to lead lap 1. Perry wants to extend his points lead and he'll be able to do it with this lap led 5 bonus points. Gregory almost spins himself off of Carson Bowers. Bowers is able to get to the 2nd position without contact. Jeff Bright in the 5 will be a lap down. He's come off pit road. 30 of Alex Stewart also got into the wall off of 4 that last time, lost some ground there. Down the backstretch, here comes Michael Cantle for that 2nd position, trying to get by Carson Bowers. Levi Schoens has filtered his way down to the bottom lane. Here he comes. Alexander Rowe to the wall in the 71. Canto still side by side with that 20 with Bowers. Bowers doing that high lane run to try and get clear. They race off through 1 and 2 again. Kyle Perry's gotten away. Your points leader and clear. There comes Levi Schoens in the 14. We talked about trying to sweep here at Chicagoland. He won the Geico 400 earlier in the season. Here he comes to the inside of Canto for the 2nd position, trying to get there and win this race, the Tropicana 400. Michael Gregory, your pole there, coming back in the 17 as Canto and Carson Bowers get into the wall. Canto got into a little bit harder there, and Schoens gets clear. So Alex Stewart going to be peeking out 3 wide. Carter Friesen in the 99 just outside the bubble for the chase. And they'll be 4 wide. But luckily the 21 with Bowers backs out because that could have been big. Friesen's just outside the bubble trying to get in. He has a win this season. Great result here would be huge to try and get himself into points contention going into this final race before the chase. For a 2nd, Gregory and Levi Schoens in the battles. They're 3 wide further back. Into the wall for a few drivers there as Gregory gets clear for 2nd. Schoens back to 3rd and possibly 4th. So here comes Alex Stewart in the 38, who's inside. Kyle Perry's been able to keep this race lead this whole time. About front 6 get clear there. It's Alexander Rowe in the 71. They have Diego Yepes, Steve Larker, Marcus Sachi. Stuart Gratton's locked into the chase with his all-star win. He's up here and trying to fight his way into the top 10. So they're getting a little close right here. Cantle hard to the wall again. The A3 hard to the wall. Whoa, Sachi to the apron trying to avoid everyone. Hopefully get back up on track and not cause a crash here. Down to the apron. Back up. Luckily, no crash caused, but slows the 15 to 13 down a little bit there in the 2nd pack. Can be held up a little bit here. Not with these guys back here. Wanted to see some of them back here trying to fight to get into the chase. A few cars get clear and pull away. Let's calm down at the front of the field. Up front, it's all Kyle Perry. He's dominated the first 6 laps leading, but Michael Gregory and Levi Schoens hot on his trail as they enter turn 1. Almost 210 miles an hour, 208 for that 17 off into turn 1. Rotated well, right to the back bumper of that 47, almost spinning him off turn 2. Had to let off a little bit there, got a little tight down the backstretch. 47 gaps a little bit, but the 17 gave a run through 3 and 4. Gregory's car started on pole. Kyle Perry passed on lap 1, but right now the 17 looks just a little bit better than that 47 does. He's right on the back bumper there. Caution! A spin! It's Diego Yepez, and he gets hit by the 33 Brendan Reed. And Andrew Miller is well involved. Yellow number 1. I don't see too much damage on the 31, but the A7 definitely has damage. They're racing back to get back with the race lead. Gregory trying to get to the inside Perry here. He has a run, but can he lead them back to the yellow? Perry got into the wall, and Gregory leads us back to the caution flag. First time someone other than Perry has a lap in this race, and it comes at the first caution of the night. Michael Gregory gets back out front, as Brendan Reed will be out of this race. Yepez has damage, and Andrew Miller also got damage from this. Caution number 1, let's see how it was caused. Yepez and Reed get the most damage from it. They got a little tight come off the corner here inside the top 10. Diego Yepez all the way up against the wall. And these two have had contact earlier in the season. And it looks like right there, the 31 the A7 make contact. And spinning around, Miller backs into the outside wall. And then Yepez is kind of, he has it all right, but then he comes down off the wall. And right there, Reed hits him hard, and the 33 will be out of this race. The A7 is going to have pretty heavy damage, and the 31 might even have damage. But this happened to the same exact guys at Charlotte earlier in the season in the 600. But I think the roles were reversed. I believe Miller was the one that got into the wall, and the A7 kind of got into him there. But now this time, whole different story. The A7 got into the wall, and the 31 got into him. That was the reason for caution number 1. Back in front, the 17 Michael Gregory, and they'll be coming down pit road, and I believe that's... No, some have stayed out. Some have definitely stayed out. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The 11 cars have stayed out. These guys in here taking tires. I don't know how I feel about those front 11 staying out on the racetrack. It looks like it's going to be 4 tires, but Gregory taking a longer time there, possibly with the damage. He's going to lose positions here on pit road. Alexander with a great pit stop. He'll get out and away in front. Stuart Gratton's going to be second. Carson Bowers out in third. There's Michael Gregory finally leaving with 2 tires on the car. That's an interesting play right there. So drivers lose positions, some gain positions on pit road. First off, Alexander on the 7-1. He'll restart in the 12th position, though. As 11 cars on the lead lap stay out, Jeff Bright stays out, but he was a lap down. He might even come down pit road this time. Carter Friesen stays down the racetrack. He'll lead us back to the green flag with a, it might be around lap 13. Comeback green lap 13. Carter Friesen out front. And surprisingly, no cars out because of that crash. The 33 still in the race, only a lap down. Jeff Bright lap down trying to get his lap back and then get a caution, get back on the lead lap. 40 cars left on the lead lap. Carter Friesen stays on the racetrack. He'll be your race leader. Justin Zeidel in second. William Seaman in third. Jonathan Raines fourth. And Luke Rainey in fifth. Then Cole Luigi in sixth. Trey Rainey seventh. Jay Jefferson eighth. Derek Kimmel in ninth. Eli Bright 10th. And TJ Hanley 11th. Those 11 stay on the racetrack. Then there's the lap car. And Alexander first off pit road in the 12th position. Back to the restart zone they come. Carter Friesen with the race lead. Green flag back in the air. So a mixed bag here. Some drivers may be thinking that stayed out. They weren't going to be able to make it from there. They decided to get that track position. They'll have to come down pit road, obviously. But if they get a caution here in a few laps, and everyone else could maybe come down pit road as well, they might actually play it right. And some of these drivers, they had nothing to lose. They're at the way back of the pack, and they're thinking might as well stay out there and try and gamble. Justin Zeidel's taking the race leads. They're stacked up 3 wide for a second. Luke Rainey backs off of that. Carter Friesen up high. William Seaman, his teammate, behind him. And then there's Jonathan Raines, who has slotted into the second position. Luke Rainey up to third. Cole Luigi up to fourth. Here comes Eli Brand, the 88, charging hard down to the bottom lane. Look at that 29, the 2. Rotate well off the corner contact. That could have been a big crash. Raines got into Zeidel. Rainey got into Raines. So I'll keep it straight there. Rainey tight down low. Jonathan Raines through the middle will clear the 20 car, and Luke Rainey will get to second. Cole Luigi trying to get to third. 99 hard to the wall of Carter Friesen. 3 cars get cleared. Cole Luigi up to third. Zeidel back to fourth, possibly even fifth, as here comes Derek Hamill. And here comes Cole Luigi for second. 4-2 team trying to ensure themselves that they will have a chase spot after tonight. They're up there in points, so good result here. Could definitely lock them in going into Richmond. Front 6 get away. Jonathan Raines leading. They're stacked up back there. Stuart Grant went down pit road, and he's coming off now. He has some tires. He's trying to mow by these guys that did not come down pit road. He's doing a good job of it. Going by TJ, Trey, Jefferson. Oh, they're 4 wide. Almost. Jefferson backs out, thankfully. My goodness. Derek Hamlin's moves his way up to second now. Luke Rain going to be going for that second position again on the 2. Zidell way up the track into William Seaman. Seaman got popped the wall really hard. Some contact back there. They're able to keep it straight. Look, like Hanley and Jefferson made some contact. They keep their cars going straight. We do not have a crash. 3 wide up here. Stuart Gratton is making gains. He's up inside the top 5 now in the 56. He goes by Eli and Zidell. Luke Rainey back up to second, trying to run down Jonathan Raines, but that 56 is coming. Rainey gets tight. Here comes Coluigi in the 42 back. Zidell into the wall once again. And look at how Gratton is closing in on these front 5. Look at me. He's going to take it 3 wide through 1. Couldn't quite get done there. The 42 took the air off that 56. Made him a little bit tighter there. Down the backstretch they come. Here comes Stuart Gratton to the inside. Both of those guys for second. Can't quite get it done. Here comes Steve Larker. Griffin Lynn second in points. Steve Morgan coming hard in the 13 car. They're 3 wide for second. Rainey up top. Coluigi in the middle. And down those Stuart Gratton wound tires. And Jonathan Raines trying to pull away and get out of here in case a caution comes out. Back there, the one of them and chuck him onto the apron. Does he come back up and cause a crash? He's on the apron, but he saves the car. Good job there. Oh, contact there. That's one of the drivers trying to make it into the chase. TJ Hanley made contact with Max Harrison. Look at this. 3 wide for a second still. Oh, Luigi contact with Luke Rainey. Keep it going straight. Seaman around into Alexander Roan. That's going to be a big crash. Caution out. Rose upside down. Eli Bright's on his side. Into the fence, and we got a big crash. Oh, my gosh. What cars that could possibly make the chase are involved? There's Kyle Perry, your points leader. TJ Hanley has damage in the 30s, just outside the chase bubble. Cantos just in. Palapon, Tharp. Miller, I think, might have gotten away. There's Jonathan Buford involved. And that's caution number 2, and it's a big mess. Pace car going through the dirt. And does everyone come down pit road now? Does this work out for Jonathan Raines? If everyone comes down pit road, he's good. And here comes everyone. The strategy works out for Raines, Luigi. Luke Rain does gain some positions off that. So some cars that stayed out, it works out for them. Others, they're involved in the crash. Friesen has damage. This all but puts him out of a chase spot now. Now the drivers that came down pit road and took tires, they might just take fuel only here. Like the 56, like I said, he's taking fuel only right here to get out and away in front, while the others will take 2 or 4 tires, because it's 20 laps to go right here. So Gratton will be your new race leader coming off pit road. He takes fuel only. Everyone that came down pit road the first time will take fuel only. The guys that their first time coming down pit road, they'll take 4 tires or at least 2. So this will jumble the order once again. There's Hanley on pit road getting repairs done to that 30 car. They're trying to get back out there because Trey Rainey also has damage, and Rainey's the 10th place car right now in points. So Grant with the race lead off of pit road. Let's see how this caution was caused. Alexander on the 7-1 takes a hard hit along with many others. It's going to put so many cars out of this race, and it's going to affect this whole chase order. Seaman in the 6 way up high, and he's going to get into the wall right here. He's going to come down to Eli Bright, and Alexander Roan's just on from there. There's the contact made down to Alexander Roan, down into the 9, which spins just beneath the round and up in front of the pack. Look at this hit that these guys take. 88 goes up on his side. The 71 up and over. There's the 18, the 99 getting damage. Oh my gosh, look at that hit for the 71 getting stuck in the fence. The 5, oh my gosh, Tim Randolph got nailed by Kyle Perry and up in the air. That's some hard contact for a lot of drivers right there. My goodness, that's a scary crash. So many cars took very hard hits there. So many cars are up off the ground. Joe Jefferson, the 39, does a great job. Wow, Jefferson did a great job there down low. Marcus Sachi, some others do great jobs. Yeah, so many cars were involved in that there. My oh my. Look at this from a different angle really quickly. See if we can see this whole crash start unfolding. Yeah, there's the contact up ahead with the 6 and the 88 down to the 71. And this comes just after, you know, the big crash that Jake Galway had. Look at Danny Lloyd in the 11 missing it. That's Galway's substitute. Trey Rain does get some pretty heavy contact right there with Levi Shones. This could put the 18 out of the race and help Hanley, who was still in the race but with damage. Let's go on board with a lot of drivers that were in this crash. First, Trey Rain, the 18, has an onboard camera. Just inside the chase, this is not going to help his cause. He had it missed and then got hit from the back. Levi Jones in the 14 looking to sweep Chicago. If that's all over, he has a ton of damage on that 14. Heavy damage there. He's the one that hit Trey. TJ Henley in the 30. He's just outside the chase. He gets damaged, but he's able to keep rolling and stay in the race. Oh, right there. He had it missed, and then he kind of got clipped right there, but there is some damage, but it's not too much. He should be able to continue on the race and be all right, but not really up to speed, but not too far off the pace. Joe Jefferson in the 39 does a great job of avoiding this crash. Down low and just misses that 11 there and gains a ton of positions up inside the top 10 now. And one more with your points there, Kyle Perry, he piles into it and he actually gets the 92 up off the ground. Oh. So many cars involved, so many cars going to have heavy damage there. It's going to take so many cars out of the race. This is going to be very interesting how the points are going to shake up after this one. So out Perro in front, it's the 56 of Stuart Grant. He takes fueling while others take 4 tires behind. Grant will lead us back to the green flag as actually we're going green this time on lap number 24. So from that crash, look at all the cars that have retired. Kyle Perry will finish 42nd. Levi Jones, Tim Randolph, Eli Bright, Justin Zidell, Trey Rainey 37th. Not what he needs. Then there's Alexander Rowe, Carter Friesen, Carson Bowers, Alex Stewart, and Jonathan Beeford. There's 31 cars left on the racetrack, 29 in the lead lap. This is going to shake up the points big time. Grattan out front for this restart as we're back racing. Green flag back in the air. Interesting restart. Isaac Nichols up to second in the 48. There's second in points. Griffin Lynn trying to get to that points lead with Kyle Perry finishing 42nd. This could be Lynn's chance right here as he's going to the bottom for a second. 3 wide already back there. Donovan Dewitt making bold moves. Puts Joe Jefferson and Steve Larker up top. Look at the 24. Brandon Tharp in the middle of the pack has damage. They're racing hard at the front. Look at, oh, contact almost. Well, they're stacking up in the second pack. Oh, Nichols and Joe Jefferson getting a little physical here as they enter turn 1. That could have been a crash right there. That could have ended Jefferson's chase chance right there. He's just in the top 20 still with 4 wins. He cannot afford to have a bad race. The top 15 would be great for him. 4 cars pull away down the backstretch. How about the substitute Danny Lloyd up to the second position in the 11 car? How sweet would it be if he could bring JGR victory here at Chicagoland, filling in for Jake Galloway? Yeah, but still a ton of time left here. Anything can happen. Look at Larker blocking Nichols down low, trying to make sure he puts that 16 to the race. He's side by side with Grattan now as they come down the backstretch. It's actually funny, Grattan and Luke Rainey had a little bit of an issue here at Chicago earlier in the season. Grattan got down the apron, up into the 2, and basically, both going at it, exchanging some words, calling each other not so nice names. Rainey called the 56 an Einstein. Grattan called Rainey a nuisance. Here comes the 00 of Lee Jack Tavo, 3 wide for third. Danny Lloyd looks for the race lead, and they're stacked up back here 4 wide. This could be it. The caution is already out. They're 3 wide and 4 wide racing back. The 6 of Seaman has gotten crashed. And Danny Lloyd will take the race lead. They're making contact, coming back to the stripe. Bouncing off everyone. And back in front, Danny Lloyd. Somehow they did not make it back without crashing. They're 4 wide, beating and banging. Lloyd, the substitute, back in front for the restart. Involved in the crash. William Seaman in the 6 has some pretty heavy front end damage. Let's check out how this caution was caused. This all starts up here when Andrew Miller in 31 comes down pit road unexpectedly. Luke Rance is slowed down. And Seaman is hard on the gas right here, digging. And he's going to get right here into Luke Rain, the 2, puts the 2 hard to the outside while the 6 spins. Hanley in the 30, does he miss it? Oh my gosh, that's close. So Rainey's going to have some pretty heavy damage now. Seaman has some pretty heavy front end damage. And Luke Rainey's chance of making the chase possibly done is maybe if the caution came out and he didn't get damage, there would have been alright, but he has some pretty heavy damage to that 2 car. Let's come aboard the 30 of TJ Henley. He's able to snake his way through this and keep his chase chance alive once again. He's just barely has a shot. Great job there, checking up, knowing where he was, being aware. He does lose some positions right there to some cars, but better than having a torn up race car. Back in front was the 11 of Danny Lloyd. He should be staying out on the racetrack. He does. He leads back to the green flag. Can the 11 car hold on, win at Chicago? 10 to go and we take the green flag. Danny Lloyd out front the 11. No cars retired from that crash, but there are only 24 in the lead lap. Jeff Bright, Max Anderson, Brandon Tharp, Brendan Reed, Jay Jefferson, Andrew Miller, and Nathan Stapleton are a lap down. So we got 24 cars on the lead lap, so this could be big for Hanley. We're talking about how his chase chances are being affected. His one main goal, to stay on the lead lap. You'll finish top 24. Those are some pretty good points gaining on Trey Rainey in the 18. Out front, the 11, Danny Lloyd trying to hold on and win. Steve Larker in second. Stuart Gratton is third. Luigi Octavo fourth. Donovan Dewitt in fifth. The John Thoreen sixth. Riley Spraytube seventh. Isaac Nichols eighth. Coluigi ninth. And Joe Jefferson rounds out the top 10. Pace car back to pit road. Restart here. 10 to go. Green flag back in the air. We're back racing. And Lloyd gets away. The front four pull away from the 22 Dewitt, who may have spun the tires a little bit. 0-0. Octavo wasting no time. Larker wasting no time. The 16. Trying to get to the bottom of that 11 as they come down the backstretch. Got some side-by-side there. Luigi Octavo making moves. We'll get by the 56 of Gratton in 3 and 4. Larker with the run to the 11 of Danny Lloyd. Here he comes to the bottom lane. Larker takes the race lead with now 9 laps of racing to go. Back there, Gratton making contact with Riley Spraytube trying to get down low. They're 3 wide for the race lead entering turn 1. Dewitt backs out big time. Allows the front two to get clear, pull away. Danny Lloyd trying to get clear from third. It's back there for fifth. Cole Luigi on fresh tires is coming up through the field. Trying to get his second win of the season. Dewitt up the track. 42 Luigi trying to nail that bottom lane. He's right on that white line. Those fresh tires doing something for him. To the bottom of Donovan Dewitt, but does he have time? The front two have pulled away. And Lloyd is kind of holding them up behind. Sees hit the wall a few times. His car a little bit slower. Back there still stacking up. They might have another caution. It might change the whole complexity of this race. They're stacking up 3 and 4 wide back there. Look at Octavo for the race lead. On Steve Larker. Octavo's barely into the chase as well. A win would be huge for him. He takes it from Steve Larker. Larker back into the wall. Gratton into the wall. Jonathan Rains gets by. Not much time left, and Cole Luigi is digging hard on those fresh tires, trying to get to second. Front 5 have pulled away. Danny Lloyd 6th, Griffin Lynn 7th. Luigi easily clears the 16th Steve Larker. Now he has his sights set in the 0-0 of Luigi Octavo. The Luigis will be bound out at the end, coming to 6 laps to go. Battle for 4th, Steve Morgan trying to get by Donovan Dewitt. Griffin Lynn moves to 6th. Dewitt gets into the wall. Lynn now going to try and grab a top 5 spot as we've got 6 laps of racing to go. If they start battling for second, Octavo can try and pull away. I'm really surprised that 42 is not pulled away from the 16, but the draft pretty big here. Down the backstretch with a run. Cole Luigi in the 42. Getting to the inside of Octavo. What a big run for the 42 car. The yellow is out with 5 to go. Wreck on the backstretch. Colton Yo, Emma Juckham have been wiped out. And another caution flag. This will be the final restart. With 5 laps to go, we'll have a 1-lap dash. Cole Luigi and Steve Larker get by Octavo. And it's going to be a mad dash to the finish. Colton Yo is damaged. He's smoking. The one of Emmett Juckham, Luke Rainey in the 2 is on pit road. My oh my. This race has turned into a mess. And another yellow flag. And Cole Luigi have to deal with the 1 lap to go restart. It was on the backstretch. They wrecked. Colton Yo in the 15 was smoking heavily. He's on pit road now. 4 wide off the corner, not what you want. They're wrecking about everywhere, too. They wrecked up ahead as well. 4 wide, Juckham and Grant make contact, getting to Colton Yo. Those 2 go up in the air. And look at Joe Jefferson. TJ Hanley barely avoid third and gets some damage, but overall, those 2 do a great job. Yeah, Pez up gets the wall. He'll get some damage there, so some cars go flying on by on the inside. Michael Gregory, oh my gosh, that one got put down in front of the 17. Look, all these guys come flying by. Luckily, no one else hits anyone. But let's look at this in real time. Then I believe the 2 Luke Rainey had contact in 3 and 4. Someone was wrecked in 3 and 4. Oh man, look at all these cars. Oh, right there, Luke Rainey hit Colton Yo, and that's why he was wrecked in 3 and 4. Yep. And that's why the 2 and the 15 both had race-ending damage right there. Let's go on board those 2 drivers that we mentioned that missed it. First, the 39, Joe Jefferson gets to win the 15th position. TJ in 16th. These 2 having some great runs here at Chicago, trying to make the chase. See him beating and banging in front. Joe Jefferson's like, oh gosh. Right there makes some contact, but it's not enough to hurt that car. Jefferson will be fine for this restart, trying to hold a top 15 spot. And TJ Hanley trying to get any spot he can. He grabs a few more with this crash. So the caution comes with 5 to go. at the time Luigi and Larker get by Octavo, they're going to be 1-2 for this restart. Who in the top 5 has a shot to win? We're about to find out who will win it at Chicagoland with 1 lap to go. We'll come back to the green flag. We're coming back early to take the green flag with 1 to go, so it'll be the green and the white flag at the same time. This will be the final restart of the race. From that crash, Luke Ray and Colton Overton finished 31st and 30th. There are 29 cars on the lead, or 29 cars on the racetrack, 22 on the lead lap. Out front, the 4-2 Luigi. Can he hold on and win? Steve Larker will be second. Octavo in third. Steve Morgan fourth. Griffin Lynn fifth. Then Dama Dewitt in sixth. Marcus Sachi seventh. Danny Lloyd eighth. Michael Canto ninth. Isaac Nichols rounds out the top 10. They have Jonathan Rains, Riley Sprague 2, Derek Hamill, Lawrence Poundpond, Joe Jefferson, TJ Hanley. You know how Hanley's gold ice was just finished on the lead lap? Well, now he can go for broke. He's going to finish inside the top 20 possibly. He's going to try and get every position he can on this restart. Every point counts towards the chase. Luigi looking for his second win of the season. Larker trying to get by him. Octavo trying to steal one here at the end. Final restart of the night. Into the restart zone. Green flag back waving. A good restart for the 4-2 Luigi as Larker goes to the outside though. Can he cross over back to the inside as they enter turn 1? They're going to be bound for a second behind. Octavo going to have one last shot. Luigi has a run onto him. He'll be looking to the inside too. Here comes Octavo down the backstretch. He's side by side with Luigi. He's pulling him. But can he get the run through 3 and 4? Off into turn 3. Luigi trying hard on the outside. Octavo down low. Off of 4. Luigi gets into the wall and Octavo gets away. Luigi Octavo wins. Octavo steals one the last lap from Luigi. And Luigi Octavo's chase chances have just been lifted up as he wins one at Chicagoland. Morgan ends up second, and Luigi falls to third on the last lap after getting past, but still a good result for that 4-2 team. Octavo gets one at Chicagoland. Let's go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Tropicana 400 Chicagoland. There were 4 caution flags for 16 laps, and 11 lead changes among 10 different drivers, as Luigi Octavo gets one at the end there, stealing it from Luigi and Steve Larker. Steve Morgan pushed Luigi to it. He ends up second. Luigi ends up third. Dama Dewitt fourth, and Steve Larker rounds out the top 5. Then Marcus Sachi in sixth. Griffin Lynn seventh, second in points coming into the race. Michael Canto in eighth. Danny Lloyd subbing for Jake Galloway started 42nd, but he ends up ninth, leading 5 laps. Not bad there. And Jonathan Rains rounds out the top 10. So there's your top 20. 2 drivers who said to keep an eye on there. Joe Jefferson, who trying to make the chase with a wild card. He finishes 14th with those 4 wins. Good for him to stay up in that top 20. TJ Hanley trying to break his way into the top 10 in points. And he does do that after tonight, finishing 16th, but still the unknown of Richmond coming up for that last race to make the chase. Michael Gregory pulls ends up 17th. And look down here, 21st to 40th. 22 cars finish on the lead lap. 29 finished the race running. Just shows how wild of a Chicagoland race it was. The big one happening. It involves your points leader, Kyle Perry. So he ends up 42nd, leading the most laps of 7. But it will hurt his points gap definitely. Let's now go look at the point standings, see the scenarios heading into Richmond. One last race before the chase, and here are the point standings. Griffin Lynn has taken over the points lead. He's basically locked now. Kyle Perry is second. Luigi is third. Michael Canto is up to 4th, and Jeff Bray is now down to 5th. Luigi Octavo with that win up to 6th. Stuart Granton is 7th. Jonathan Rains 8th. Levi Jones is 9th with those 4 wins, and TJ Hanley rounds out the top 10. So there is your top 20. Right now, your 2 wild cards. Joe Jefferson with those 4 wins. He is top 20 in points, but it's not by much. But he's still top 20, so he has those 4 wins. He's one of the wild cards, along with Trey Rain, the 18. Carter Friesen's just behind Trey by 15 points. He could get up there. Derek Hamill, if he gets up into the top 10, TJ falls out. If Shones falls out, he could take a wild card. A lot can happen at Richmond. Yepes, Heath need a win. Miller needs another win. A lot can happen at Richmond, though. So basically, Lynn, Perry, Luigi, I would say the top 5 in points are pretty much safe going in because top 5 in points have Jeff Bray has a 43-point gap over Octavo. So it's going to be wild going into Richmond as Joe Jefferson is only ahead of the cutoff of the top 20. He's only ahead of it by 26 points. So I'm not feeling too safe for Joe Jefferson if I'm going in. This is the exact same position he was in at Richmond last season. He ended up winning the race, so who knows what could happen with him. These drivers down here, they know their chase chance is almost done. Randolph would need a win. Beeford need a win. And Nichols and Spurley, I don't think they would even get up there with a win. So these drivers now down here, they know that their season's pretty much over. They're just going to go for broke now and try and win races. So it's going to be one wild, wild shot to try and get into the chase. Short track, Richmond Racing, last race to make the chase 400. It's going to be wild going into this race. Who's going to make the chase? Who gets left out? 12 drivers in. See you guys then.